Hey there, everybody. This is the first review video I'm doing. I thought this might be fun because for this week's podcast, we went over Planet Hulk, and that's coming up next week. But I thought, oh, it'd be fun to show. This is the hardcover I read, and this one has a different cover. As you can see, it says it's a local comic book day special one, and so this actually has Hulk fighting Thor on the cover, and that's like he's not even in the book. So I guess this was made after the movie, which was interesting. Um, but yeah, I just wanted to go over this hardcover. We see take out the dust jacket. This is very cool. We get the whole map of Sakaar, which is very cool. You can kind of see exactly what they were going for. I love maps on books and whatnot. Just gives it more real feel. Here's the back of the dust cover. So that's like the original back that used to be on the old hardcover. Because this originally came out in like 2006 or seven. So that was the old one. And then yeah, so get the first couple pages. You know, you get the Planet Hulk, get the previously. So it says, you know, what happened and how did Hulk get here? Because it basically just starts off like right as you can see from the first cover, which is issue 92. He's already like on the planet in gladiator mode kind of thing. So yeah, and the paper stock on this, it's all glossy, but it's thin, but it's not super thin like some of the recent hardcovers I've been reading. They feel like, I don't know, like extra thin. I don't know what they are. I don't know if it's to make them small or keep them a certain page count, because a lot of them have a lot of issues in them. But this has something like 13 issues in it, and the paper doesn't feel super thin. It's got a nice look. The art's really well done in this book. Of course, this book is written by Greg Pak, and there's a bunch of different artists on it, but I think the main guy was um, Carlo Pangulin. I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong, but yeah, there's a couple different artists on here. Um, but yeah, it all looks really good. Let's see all the different covers. They split each section in where the issues start and end with the cover from the actual issue. So yeah, if you know anything about this book or listen to our podcast coming up, I don't want to spoil anything, but it is a very good book. This is one of my most highly rated books from when I was like first starting to read, because I picked it up on the shelf when it was coming out in issues, and I just happened to make it the first week it came out. I happened to see it on the shelf, the first issue with that great gladiator cover, and I was like, oh, that looks cool, and I just happened to buy it. And it's a great starting point. You don't have to read any Hulk before it. Like I said, they give you the previously, so you get the setup, and then that's all you need. So with that, this is like a good 13 issue run where you don't need to know anything about any other Marvel characters. You pretty much just need to know Hulk is Bruce Banner, which, I mean, if anybody's watched the movies, you know, you'd know. So and you'd be able to pick it up. So everything else in this is pretty much made up for the planet Sakaar. So all these different races and people, they're all introduced into this. So it's all new for everybody. So yeah, it's a good place to start. And then, you know, after that you get World War Hulk, which is also good. So it's a good place to continue as well. And I don't know, this is one of my favorite stories. So probably one of my favorite Marvel stories too. And I really like the way they did this hardcover. And if you've heard any of our other podcasts, we talk about like how like DC and Marvel are different in the way that DC treats the readers like um I don't know, like adults. Like they don't spoon feed you everything. Whereas Marvel's like, oh, you know the Hulk, Bruce Banner, right? Hulk's Bruce Banner, like on every page. They did that when when we read the Wolverine story that Chris Claremont and Frank Miller did from the '80s. Like every page at the beginning of each issue had, "I'm Wolverine, and I'm the best at what I do, and what I do is, you know, snicked or whatever," and it's very annoying. And that was only 4 issues. This is 13 issues. So if you said that on every one, I'd be kind of mad. So That doesn't have any of that in this. They don't hold your hand through it. He just tells a good story with a little setup at the beginning, a little first page. The only thing DC does sometimes, they don't even have this page. So on a lot of DC books. So this is nice. I like this about Marvel. They, will usually put it previously, catch you up on what's been going on. But DC doesn't even do that most of the time. So there's no hand holding from DC. But man, it's this was such a good story. And to hear all the details, listen to the latest podcast. I believe it's episode 30 or no, 31. So yeah, on that note, have a good one, guys. Pick this one up. I know this one is available still. I don't think it's out of print. And just so you know, it is retailing at $39.99, but a lot of comic book stores have 25% off, like trades and whatnot. So try to get it from your local stores, as they're probably hurting right now. But this is a good, nice volume, super thick, super dense, I should say, not thick. But yeah, and there's not much extra stuff in the back. There's a little afterword from Greg Pak, and then like some very minimal, like, oh, this is what I was thinking for certain things. So nothing spectacular, but as far as the content, I mean, it's got everything you need and want. So this is a good addition to your hardcover collection. So on that note, see you next time.